Customs and Border Protection officials spoke publicly today for the first time about the brutal death of Anastasio Hernandez Rojas in the agency's custody.
They testified today in front of an International Human Rights Commission in Washington, D.C. The father of 5 died at the border in a violent incident caught on cell phone video, and we do want to warn you that video is graphic and could be difficult to watch. CBS 8's David Gottfredson has details on the testimony today.
Oh my God.
The disturbing video shows Anastasio Hernandez Rojas in 2010 being tased multiple times and kneeled on while he was handcuffed on the ground by customs officers at the San Ysidro border crossing. The longtime San Diego resident was being deported after an arrest for stealing groceries. He died of a heart attack after the assault.
At least 8 CBP and ICE agents punched, kicked, dragged, tasered, hogtied, and kneeled on Anastasio's neck and body, while at least 9 additional agents, so 17 in total, and dozens of onlookers watched.
Today in Washington, D.C., the Inter-American Commission on Human Rights took testimony from attorneys representing Hernandez Rojas's family, including his widow, who also testified. In 2017, the family settled a lawsuit against the U.S. government for $1 million. Today, for the first time, we heard publicly from DHS officials, though they declined to talk about the facts of the case. David Bova with Customs and Border Protection testified improvements have been made since 2010 to the agency's use of force policies, including the use of tasers.
If the use of a taser is unsuccessful, another reasonable option should be used, and subjects should not intentionally be exposed to more than one taser at a time.
No criminal charges were ever filed against the officers involved in Hernandez Rojas's death. The family's attorney said that's because the standard for use of deadly force in the United States is lower than the international standard, which requires an actual threat to the officer's safety.
U.S. law does not turn on whether the officer was threatened, but rather if the officer perceived a threat. That is how, in the United States, beating and tasering a man handcuffed on the ground is deemed objectively reasonable.
The family is demanding an apology from the U.S. government. They want a reinstatement of the criminal investigation, and they want reforms in use of force policies.
David, this is an International Human Rights Commission, so do they have any authority to order the United States to make any changes?
They do not have that authority, but they can make recommendations, and the U.S. government takes human rights violations very seriously. The commission is expected to issue their findings at the beginning of next year.
All right, David, and we'll wait for that report. Thanks so much.